Kia ora. My name's Stace and I'll be running you through a short little flow today. Let's get straight into it. So just coming to find a comfortable seat on your mat if you'd like, if you've got a block, or maybe rolling up a towel or a cushion if you'd like to sit up onto anything, feel free to do that. Bringing the hands onto the knees, closing down the eyes. And just taking a moment here to mentally arrive on your mat. Letting go of your events of the day. And letting go of any thoughts of what you need to do after this little practice. Knowing that we won't be here long, so giving yourself permission to be truly present here. Really dropping in to this time and place. Taking a moment to think about where you are in space. Maybe tuning in to any sounds around you. And just noticing them. Allowing them to be present. Starting to tune into your physical body. You're drawing in through the belly, lifting up through the crown of the head, straightening through the spine. And then dropping into the breath. Taking nice, slow, steady inhales in through the nose. And out through the nose. Two more following your own breath. Notice how the breath feels as it fills up through the belly and the chest. And then when you're ready, slowly opening up your eyes. Beautiful. Planting your hands down, coming into a tabletop position, just coming through a couple of cat-cows to warm up. So as we inhale, dropping through the belly, lifting the chest, gazing up towards the sky or the ceiling. And then as you exhale, tucking the tailbone and moving vertebrae by vertebrae, really pressing down through the hands to open up through the shoulder blades. Inhale, lift the tailbone. Continue moving one vertebrae at a time, moving with your breath. Inhale, gazing up. And exhale to reverse. And using this time here to really drop into how your body's feeling. Connecting movement with breath. Straightening out the right leg behind you. And then as you inhale, drawing the leg over towards the left, gaze over the left shoulder. Coming into that little stretch down the right hand side. Inhale to bring it back to center. And exhale, left leg this time. Sweeping it over towards the right, gaze over the right shoulder. And come back to center. From here, right hand plants down in the center of the mat, left arm sweeps up towards the ceiling. Exhale to thread it in between the hand and the body, lowering the left ear down towards the mat. Inhale to sweep it back up. And exhale to fold. Inhale, sweep it back up. And exhale, coming on to the other side. Inhale, right arm sweeps high. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, raise it high. And then exhale to plant it down. Walking the hands further forward now. Keeping your hips where they are. ideally stacked above the knees. And slowly dropping down, forehead down towards the mat. Really feeling that opening through the front of the shoulders, front of the chest. Breathing into the triceps. And then when you're ready, lifting back up, patting the hands back, tucking the toes behind you and pressing back into your first downward facing dog. Taking a moment here to pedal out through the legs. Tuning into any little movements that your body's calling out for. And then once you've come through all your little wriggles, starting to really set up your downward dog here. So it doesn't matter if your heels are touching the mat or not. What's more important is first checking the fingertips, making sure the fingertips are nice and wide, nice strong grip through the fingertips, as if you're trying to open a big jar of pickles. Creating that engagement through the forearms. As you do that, imagine that you're drawing the triceps in and under, and notice how that opens up through the back of the shoulder blades. Zip up through the lower ribs, lift the sit bones high, and if you need to, taking a nice bend through the knees to allow the sit bones to keep going high. 2 breaths here. On your next inhale, lifting the heels if they're not already, and slowly walking the feet up towards the hands. Allow the belly to rest on the thighs, taking as much of a bend through the knees as you need. Grab for opposite elbows and allow the spine to cascade down towards the mat. So it's more about that opening up through the spine than it is about the stretch through the hamstrings. And maybe you like to play with bringing weight into the toes a little more. And see how that allows your head to become heavy. Just decompressing through the spine, having a little shake from side to side. Increasing blood flow through the thoracic spine and the neck. Grounding down through the feet. As we slowly start to stack one vertebrae on top of the other, the head and the shoulders heavy. Slowly as you can. And once your spine is stacked, take a nice deep inhale, reach the arms up, overhead gaze towards the thumbs. And then exhale to draw your hands into heart center. Place your right hand on your belly and your left hand on your heart, and just close down the eyes for a second. Taking a moment to tune in to how your body's feeling now. Noticing if you feel any difference between that gentle movement and now. Seeing if perhaps there's an intention there for your class. Maybe it's even just to stay present. Perhaps it's just to come back to your breath if you notice your mind wandering. And when you're ready, gently opening your eyes and bringing big toes to touch at the top of your mat. Inhale, sweep the arms high. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward. Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift, crown of the head draws forward. As you exhale, plant the hands and step the right foot back, softening that right knee down towards the mat. Inhale, sweep it up, Anjaneyasana. Gaze up towards the sky or the ceiling. Taking a couple of breaths here. Tuning into how that opening feels through the right hip flexor. Grounding down through both feet. Connecting with your breath. As you inhale, reach a little higher. Exhale, left hand comes down towards the left. It doesn't need to touch the mat. Reaching that right arm up and over. Using this as an opportunity to really open up a little deeper through the psoas, through that right hip flexor, all through the intercostal muscles on the right hand side of the body. Imagine that you're sending fresh prana, fresh breath all down the right hand side of your body. Really reaching through the fingertips and seeing how that engages the whole fascial line along the right hand side of the body. One more breath. Inhale to come back up to center. Exhale, plant the hands either side of that left foot and slowly start to rock back, peeling the left toes down up towards the face. And just coming as far as you feel that opening all down the left leg. Remember, we're just warming up, so taking it gently here. Inhale to straighten through the spine. And exhale to fold a little deeper. One more breath here. And then replacing the left toes down on the mat. Grounding down through the hands, lifting the back knee and seeing if you can bring the weight into the hands and gently step that left foot back to plank. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, gently soften the knees, untuck the toes, and then lower chest and chin down towards the mat. As you inhale, snake forward into a baby cobra, zipping up through the backs of the legs, lifting up through the chest, draw those elbows back. Take another inhale here. Exhale, tuck the toes, press back through your child's pose into downward facing dog. Maybe pedaling out through the feet if that feels good. On your next inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward and step or hop to the top of your mat. Take an inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive with a straight spine coming up to stand. Gaze up towards the fingertips. Exhale as we come all the way forward again, hinging at the hips. Inhale, halfway lift, Adho Uttanasana, straight spine. Exhale, plant the hands and left foot steps back this time, softening the left knee. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, reaching up through the fingertips. And back to your breath. Take a little scan of your body. Notice if there's any areas you're holding on to tension that you don't need to. Maybe relaxing between the eyebrows. Softening through the jaw. Tuck the lower ribs down to engage through the core as you reach those fingertips high. One more inhale together. And then as you exhale, right hand comes down towards the mat, doesn't need to touch. And left arm reaches up and over. Breathing into the left side body this time. It's comfortable for the neck, gazing up towards the top hand. Otherwise you can look down towards the right hand. Using your breath here. Inhale to come back to center. Exhale, hands frame the front foot as we rock back into our runner's lunge or Ardha Hanumanasana on the other side. Right toes coming in towards the face, lengthening through the spine. Take an inhale. And exhale to gently soften. Again, you don't need to have this right leg super straight. If it's quite tight on your hamstrings, feel free to keep that knee bent. Just coming as far forward until you feel that beautiful opening through the back of the hamstrings. Two more breaths here. And see if you can find that softness. Soften through the jaw. Relax through the muscles of the face. Inhale to replace the right toes down to the mat. Press down through the hands, lift the back knee, and step the right foot back to plank. Stay here for a couple of breaths. Option to come down onto your knees at any time if you like. Just starting to build that fire. We refer to it in yoga as tapas energy. The idea of creating an internal fire to burn off any impurities. Reset our energy. Couple more breaths here, gazing at the top of your mat, really pressing down through your hands so you're doming in between the shoulder blades. One more breath. As you exhale, lower the knees, untuck the toes, slowly lowering chest and chin. Inhale, Bhujangasana, Cobra Pose, snaking forward, zipping up through the legs. One more breath. Inhale, reach a little higher. And then exhale, retuck the toes, press back through Child's Pose into your Downward Dog. Coming back to your breath. On your next inhale, right leg lifts. As you exhale, bend the knee, open up through the hip, reaching that right knee up towards the ceiling or the sky. Take a couple of breaths here. As you inhale, straighten through the legs, square off the hips. And as you exhale, draw the right knee in towards the right elbow. See if you can hold. Inhale to kick it back. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. See if you can hold for a breath. And inhale to kick it back up. Exhale, right knee to nose this time. Coming into a tiger curl, really see if you can press through the hands and dome up through the back of the shoulder blades. Gaze forward in between the hands. And see if you can step that right foot forward. No worries if you need to pick it up and shuffle it. And slowly get it there in between the hands. Staying high on the back toes as we inhale, standing up into our crescent lunge. Coming back to your breath here. Finding a drishti or point of focus in front of you. Something that's not moving to focus your attention on. Coming back to your breath. And noticing this instinct for our mind to start wandering as soon as we start building this fire. Seeing if we can use our breath to almost calm the fire. Inviting in that softness in these strong poses. This idea of stira and sukham that we talk about in yoga. Well, one more inhale here together. As you exhale, pivot on that back foot. Ground it down into a 45-degree angle. So your left toes is kind of facing slightly forward. Bend into this right knee. Open up into your warrior two. Just checking your shoulders up around your ears. Just soften them down. Actively reaching out through the arms. Then coming back to your breath. Your next inhale, flip the palm, reach forward. Exhale, sweep it up and over. See if you can keep that bend in the front leg. And then reach that right arm up and over. One more breath here. And then exhale, windmill the hands down either side of that right foot. Step the right foot back and flow through your vinyasa as we did before. Maybe lowering the knees, or if chaturanga's in your practice, coming down into chaturanga. Inhaling into baby cobra, or maybe into upward facing dog. Exhale, lift the hips, downward facing dog. 2 breaths here. As you inhale, left leg sweeps high. Bending through the left knee and opening the hip up towards the sky. Inhale to square off the hips, straighten through the back there. So you exhale, left knee comes towards left elbow, hold. Inhale, kick it back. Exhale, other elbow. Inhale to kick it back. Exhale, knee to nose. Really draw that knee in towards the chest, pressing down through the hands, doming up through the back of the shoulder blades. See if you can find that space to lift the knee a little higher, gaze forward between the hands. You can see my voice is cracking. And step it forward. Nice work. Staying high on the back toes as you inhale to sweep it up into your crescent lunge. Coming back to your breath. Using that breath to throw water on the fire. Knowing that at any time you can use a nice, slow, steady exhale to help soften your heartbeat, calm your nervous system. Nice, slow, steady breaths help remind our nervous system that we're not under any stress. It's a tool we can use to drop us back into our parasympathetic nervous system. One more breath here together. As you exhale, grounding down through that back foot. Again, just bring the toes in slightly so we're at about a 45-degree angle. Bending as much as you can through that left knee. Opening the arms out nice and wide. Coming back to your breath. Inhale to flip the palm, reach forward. Exhale, sweep it up and over, coming into your reverse warrior. See if you can keep that bend through the front knee and really reach up and over through that left hand. Notice how the more that you reach, the more you can engage that whole line of fascia that runs along the left side of the body. Actively grounding down through the feet. One more breath. And exhale to windmill the hands down either side of that left foot. Press down through the hands. Step it back, coming through your flow, lowering down through chaturanga or using your knees. Inhale, baby cobra or upward facing. And exhale to downward facing. From here, lifting the heels, bending the knees, looking forward and stepping or hopping to come into a seated position. We're just going to come through one round of boat pose. So your options are keeping your feet on the ground and just resting your toes, bringing your arms out. If you'd like to increase the spice level a little bit, draw your knees up to 90 degrees. Just making sure that your chest is open and you're not curling too much through the lower spine. Really important to keep your chest lifted here. And if that's still feeling within your reach today, maybe straightening out through the legs. Couple more breaths here. And then when you're ready, slow as you can, starting to lower all the way down to the mat. Well done. Bending your knees, planting your feet. Just checking that your heels are close enough that you can just slightly graze the backs of them with your fingertips. You want your feet about hip width distance apart. As you inhale, tuck the hips, tuck the tailbone, lift the hips. Again, moving vertebrae by vertebrae. Pushing the hips up Once you're there, you might like to shuffle the shoulder blades a little closer in together and interlace the fingers behind your back. Coming back to your breath. And when you're ready to come out, releasing the hands, and then slow as you can, lowering one vertebrae at a time down to the mat. Draw the knees in towards your chest, give yourself a nice little squeeze, maybe rock from side to side. And if it feels good, you can bring the feet about mat width distance apart and just lower the knees over towards the left and over towards the right. Just be gentle on your knees here and you come as far as feels comfortable. And then whenever you're ready, starting to uncurl your body out onto your mat. And into your Shavasana, allow the arms to come out wide. Allow the shoulders to melt down away from the ears. The most important asana or posture of the practice is Shavasana. Allowing the mind to be still and moved through these asanas to help shift the energy and actually prepare us for this pose. It's really important not to skip Shavasana. Give yourself a moment or two to really melt into the mat. Allow your body to really soak up all of the goodness. Taking a little scan, noticing any areas of tension that you could release, softening through the muscles of the face, softening through the jaw. Allow the tongue to fall away from the roof of the mouth. Allow the hands to relax and curl up towards the ceiling. Your whole body relaxed and heavy against the mat, knowing you're completely held by the earth beneath you. And tuning into your breath and noticing if thoughts come in, just allow them to float by almost as if they're clouds in the sky, slowly passing. Coming back to your breath. Just allow yourself to stay in Shavasana as long as you need. Thank you so much for practicing with me. The light in me sees and honors the light within you. Namaste.